The battlefield trembles before the fight even begins. On one side, the son of Krypton, a man born under a red sun but blessed with power unimaginable under Earth's yellow light. The world calls him Superman, the man of steel, savior, protector, symbol of hope. On the other side, a warrior born not of Earth, but of Asgard, the god of thunder himself. Thor Odinson, heir to Odin's throne, wielder of the enchanted hammer Mjolnir. One represents the unshakable ideal of truth and justice. The other, divine fury and the will of a god. The air between them crackles with tension. Lightning arcs across the sky, each strike echoing Thor's presence. The ground quakes under Superman's steady boots, his cape billowing like the banner of a general prepared for war. Neither man speaks. They don't need to. This isn't just a battle of strength. It's a battle of legend. The question has been whispered for decades among fans and readers. Could a Kryptonian god match the fury of a thunder god? Could a hammer forged in a dying star withstand the unbreakable fists that have shattered worlds? The clash has been dreamed, debated, argued in comic shops, forums, and conventions. And here, before us, that dream becomes reality. Superman's eyes flash red, a silent warning. His heat vision can tear through the thickest steel. But Thor's grip tightens on Mjolnir. The hammer hums, alive with the ancient runes of Odin's enchantment. Lightning swirls above, thunder shaking the sky as if the heavens themselves anticipate blood. But before fists fly and thunder roars, we must understand what drives these warriors. What brings them to this battlefield? Superman, though born Kal-El, fights for Earth with the heart of a human. His strength is not just muscle and power. It's conviction. His belief that even gods must answer to justice. Thor, however, has lived centuries drenched in war. He has faced giants, demons, even gods beyond gods. He does not bend. He does not yield. In his veins flows divine blood, and his duty is to protect the realms, no matter the cost. Imagine the opening strike. Superman lunges forward with impossible speed, the very air cracking as he closes the distance. To any mortal eye, he would be a blur, faster than thought itself. But Thor is no mortal. Mjolnir rises, spinning in his grasp, building momentum until it screams through the air like a comet. When fist meets hammer, the shockwave splits the sky. Cities miles away feel the rumble. Oceans ripple from the force. Mountains crumble. This is not just a battle. This is creation colliding with destruction. And here lies the tension. Superman's power is fueled by Earth's yellow sun, limitless, a well that never runs dry under its light. Thor's power is both physical and mystical, woven from the magic of Asgard itself. Against raw strength, Superman may stand tall. But against magic, his greatest vulnerability, the odds shift. A god's hammer enchanted with spells older than civilization itself. This is not just a weapon. It's destiny forged in URU metal. It was made to fight what no mortal could. But can destiny break the unbreakable? Can magic bend the will of a man who has carried worlds on his shoulders? Superman is no stranger to gods. He has fought beings like Darkseid, Brainiac, and Doomsday. He has tasted death, clawed his way back, and returned stronger. Thor, too, is no stranger to gods who believe themselves invincible. He has faced Surtur, Hela, Galactus. He has seen Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, and fought through it. As the fight unfolds, each strike tells a story. Superman's punches thunder like meteor impacts. Thor's hammer calls storms that rip through the atmosphere. The clash is not just flesh and steel. It is a storm of myth against the force of destiny. But the world watches. Humans, gods, heroes, all would look to this fight and wonder. Which side holds the future? Which champion carries the will to endure? Because this fight is more than battle. It is philosophy. Superman fights for hope, for people, for the fragile dream that tomorrow can be better. Thor fights for honor, for duty, for the protection of realms no mortal could even imagine. Hope versus honor, justice versus duty. And yet, beneath all the thunder, beneath all the steel, both men understand one truth. Neither wants to kill the other. Superman does not kill unless there is no choice. Thor, though a god of war, fights with respect for worthy foes. The real question is not who can win. It is who must. As the dust rises and the skies split with thunder, the stage is set for an epic that will shake not just Earth or Asgard, but the very idea of what it means to be a god and what it means to be a man. The clash has only just begun. The first blows have already shattered the air. Superman's fists strike with the weight of mountains, each punch fast enough to tear through sound itself. But Thor stands firm, Mjolnir in hand, absorbing the blows, his godly body hardened by centuries of war. The hammer rises, and with one swing, the battlefield explodes with lightning. The shockwave sends Superman flying back, carving a trench through the earth. For a moment, silence. Dust swirls. And then, a flash of red. Superman bursts forward again, his heat vision igniting the storm-filled sky, beams of solar fire ripping through clouds. Thor raises Mjolnir, the hammer glowing bright, absorbing the energy. The magic runes drink in the heat, redirecting it as raw lightning. Thor hurls the power back, and suddenly the Man of Steel is struck by his own fury. Superman grits his teeth, his cape torn, his body steaming from the blow. He pushes forward. Every step is defiance. Every move is resolve. Thor narrows his eyes. "You are strong, Kryptonian," he growls. But strength alone does not make a god. Superman answers with silence. He doesn't boast. He doesn't threaten. He simply charges. Their clash shakes the land. Hammer collides with fist again and again. Mountains crumble. Rivers boil. The ground beneath them fractures, unable to endure the battle of titans. But here lies the truth. Superman is faster. His speed is beyond anything Thor has faced in mortals. In an instant, he's behind the Thunder God, striking with precision, forcing Thor to his knees. Yet Thor's endurance is unmatched. The god rises, blood at the corner of his mouth, but his eyes burning with divine fire. Mjolnir spins faster, faster, until it blurs like a storm itself. Then it strikes, catching Superman in the chest. The Kryptonian flies back, crashing into stone with the force of a meteor. This fight is more than power. It is adaptation. Superman relies on raw might, his Kryptonian biology absorbing endless sunlight. But Thor fights with wisdom forged in centuries of battle. He knows war. He knows strategy. And most of all, he knows magic. Superman charges once more, but this time Thor calls the storm. Not mere lightning, cosmic lightning, drawn from the heart of Asgard. It strikes down like divine judgment, catching Superman mid-flight. He screams, his body writhing as the enchantment of Mjolnir finds its mark. For all his power, magic cuts through him like a blade. And yet, Superman does not fall. He rises, smoking, broken, but unyielding. His fists tighten. His voice is a whisper, "I don't quit." He launches himself forward, eyes blazing, striking Thor with such force that the god himself is sent crashing into the earth. The ground shatters, leaving a crater miles wide. Thor staggers to his feet, his grip on Mjolnir unwavering. Blood runs down his arm, his armor cracked. He looks at Superman with a warrior's respect. For the first time in ages, he faces not a monster, not a demon, not a god, but a man who refuses to be less than divine. And in that moment, both warriors realize this battle is no simple contest. It is a test of willpower, a war between ideals. Superman, the alien who became the greatest human. Thor, the god who seeks to protect mortals he will never truly be part of. Each sees themselves in the other. Each understands the weight the other carries. But neither will stop. The world shakes as they collide once more, faster, harder, fiercer. The air splits with thunderclaps, the sky torn apart by lightning and heat vision. Fist and hammer create explosions that echo across the realms. If gods watch from above, even they fall silent. For this battle is not just strength. It is destiny, and destiny demands one must fall. The storm has reached its peak. The sky is black, torn open by fire and thunder. Each clash between Superman and Thor ripples across the earth like doomsday itself. Every strike now carries more than power, it carries desperation. Both warriors know this can't last forever. Thor tightens his grip on Mjolnir, his arm trembling, not from weakness but from the sheer magnitude of what he's facing. Across from him, Superman stands battered, his cape shredded to ribbons, but his eyes burn like suns. The air is heavy, charged with magic and raw force. Both fighters move at once. Superman streaks forward faster than thought, the ground exploding in his wake. Thor hurls Mjolnir, the hammer flying with the speed of a storm. They meet in the center with a thunderous impact, the collision ripping apart the very air, creating a shockwave that topples mountains. The hammer strikes Superman square in the chest, ribs cracking under the divine weight. But Superman's fist lands too, straight across Thor's jaw, powerful enough to knock the god back through the fractured remains of the battlefield. Both fall, both rise. Neither yields. Superman wipes blood from his lip. His breathing is heavy, but his spirit remains unbroken. He steps forward, each movement fueled by sheer determination. "I can do this all day," he growls, echoing a phrase that would make Captain America proud. Thor smirks, blood trickling from his nose. "Then let us finish this as warriors should." He lifts Mjolnir, summoning the God Blast, his most devastating power, channeled through the very heart of the hammer. The sky erupts with endless lightning, a cosmic charge so immense it could vaporize worlds. Superman knows what's coming. He can't outrun it. He can't withstand it forever. But he doesn't hesitate. He plants his feet, clenches his fists, and channels every ounce of sunlight left in his cells. His body glows brighter, brighter, until he becomes a beacon in the storm. The hammer falls. The God Blast surges. And Superman meets it head-on. The explosion is blinding. Light devours everything. The battlefield is gone. The world itself trembles. For minutes, nothing but white fire and roaring thunder. When the dust finally clears, two figures remain, standing in the smoking crater of their own war. Superman is on one knee, his suit in tatters, his body burned and broken. Thor stands as well, his armor shattered, Mjolnir heavy in his hand, his body battered to the point of collapse. Both are alive. Both are conscious. But neither can take another step. For the first time, Thor lowers his weapon. Superman drops his fists. They stare at one another, not as enemies, but as equals. There is no victor. Not truly. The fight has pushed both beyond their limits, proving what neither would admit aloud. There may be no end when gods clash with legends. Thor finally speaks, his voice hoarse but proud. "You have the heart of a god, Kryptonian. Never forget that." Superman nods, his reply quiet but resolute. "And you, Thor, you've shown me what it means to fight as one." The battle ends not with death, not with triumph, but with respect. The man of steel and the god of thunder, standing side by side in the wreckage, knowing that if they fought again tomorrow, the result would be the same. Neither could truly defeat the other. And yet, the question will echo forever. Fans will argue. Worlds will wonder. Who would win, Superman or Thor? Perhaps the answer lies not in victory, but in the fact that both endure. That both fight not for themselves, but for the worlds they protect. And in that truth, maybe both have already won.